Well, hi guys. Well, this is the first of many videos that hopefully I'll do about using our Watchtower library CD-ROM. Of course, our Watchtower library online is great. It's a great tool to use, especially when you're out and about. But if you're home on your PC or on your Mac, because you can run this on your Mac too, see me about that if you need help with that one. There are a lot of reasons to use it. For one, there are a lot of things that are not on the online library. For example, our Kingdom Ministries are not online, and a number of other things are not going to be there. So there's a lot of good reasons to use our Watchtower library CD-ROM. So just to get really basic, just to set up what I have here, I have the Watchtower library. This is what it looks like when you open it. And I have a Word document down here that I'm going to switch back and forth. So this is on my taskbar. I'm running Windows XP here, but if you're on Windows 7 or Vista, it's going to be similar. So I have an empty Word document I'm going to use to collect some of the research I'm doing here. So let's just use the example I've used before of studying for the Bible highlights. So when you pull up here, this is our Bible reading. If you hover over it, it'll pop it up. And I'm going to click on this. And that will take me to that whole section of Scripture, starting with Zechariah 9. Now let's say I want to see if there are any comments from the branch on, let's say, on verse 9 here. If I hover over verse 9 and I click on it, it shows me that the index 86 to 11 index and 1930-1985 index. So we're going to click on this index and go into it. And that will take us into the index here, and these are all of the verses that are commented on. So if I'm doing study for the Bible highlights, I can see right here, these are all the verses that have been commented on in the 1986 to 2011 index on chapter 9 of Zechariah. And I can hover over these, and it'll give me a little snippet there. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this one right here. And I look at this and I say, you know what, that looks interesting. I'm going to comment on that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this block of text. And the way you do that is, and I'm going to get really basic here because I'm assuming some of you don't know how to do this stuff. I'm going to press and hold my left mouse button down, and I'm going to drag. I'm just going to move. I'm continuing to hold that left button down, and now I'm going to let it go. So now this text here is selected, right? That's why it's all black like that. So now with my mouse pointer over it, I'm going to hit the right mouse button. And now I'm going to get this, to use the fancy term, it's called a contextual menu or a context menu. So now I have all these options. The first one is copy. Now that seems to be something I've been asked a lot over the years. People say, I don't know how to copy paste. How do I do that? And for some of you, I know that's just kind of a mystery. You just don't know how to do that, or how it works, or why you would want to do it. Well, I'm going to explain that to you. You have something on your computer called a clipboard. I'm clicking outside of this, by the way. And the clipboard is just a place that temporarily stores whatever you copy to it. It's like you're writing something on a piece of paper, handing it to somebody temporarily, and then later you say, can I have that back? And they hand it back to you, and so you can see what you wrote down. It's kind of that same idea. So when you copy something to the clipboard, you're taking whatever's highlighted here, and you're temporarily making a copy of it. So I'm going to right click on this again, and I'm going to left click on copy. Okay, so now I just copy whatever is selected there to this clipboard, this temporary storage area. And now I'm going to go down here and I'm going to switch to Microsoft Word. Now Microsoft Word, I'm going to right click again. And now notice one of the options I have is paste. So I'm telling my computer, take what I just temporarily stored on the clipboard and paste that into my document. So I'm going to left click on paste. And voila, there is the same thing I just copied from my Watchtower library, pasted into my Word document. Okay? Now let's go back into the Watchtower library here, and while I'm hovering over this selected text, I'm going to right click again. Now notice there's another option here, copy with caption. Now I'm going to left click on that, and now I'm going to go back, I'm going to go back to my Word document again, and I'm going to line down a couple of times, and now I'm going to right click and I'm going to paste this, and you're going to see the difference. Left click on, I just right clicked and I'm going to left click on paste. Now notice the difference. You've got this caption here that tells you where that information came from. So that's really handy. That's normally what I do. That way I know where this information is coming from. So I'm going to go back down here and I'm going to click on Watchtower Library again, bring that back to the front. And I'm going to right click on this text again. Now notice, I guess I can't, sorry, I can't highlight that while I have this up. Notice it right here, it says Control CTRL-N-C. What that means is that's the keyboard shortcut that does exactly the same thing. So with that text highlighted, I just clicked at it, so I'm going to highlight it again. Okay. With that text highlighted, if I hold the Control key down with one finger and then tap C, I just did exactly the same thing as if I had right-clicked on here and left-clicked on this option. Okay? Just to show that's the case, I'm going to select some text up here. I'm going to hold the Control key down. By the way, it's Command key on a Mac, Control key on Windows. Control C. And I'm going to go back down here to my document. And I'm going to right click and I'm going to say left click on paste. And you'll see that it pasted that text that I selected. And now I'm going to go back to the Watchtower library. Now I'm going to right click on this again. Now you notice the second option, copy with caption, has a keyboard shortcut of Control and Shift and C, which means you're going to hold down Control and hold down Shift and then hit the C button. And it will do the same thing, copy it with caption. So let's give that a try. Okay, so let's select some text again and let's go all the way up here. And I'm going to hold down Control and then hold down Shift and hit C. And then I'm going to go back to my Word document. I'm going to click down here, make some space, and I'm going to right click and I'm going to left click on paste. And notice I got the caption and I got the rest. So once you get used to, I'm going to go back to the Watchtower. Once you get used to doing that, it can be really quick. So that is the basics of copy paste. Now one thing that you'll notice, I'm still hitting, when I go back to Word, there's a shortcut for paste, and that is Control and V. The reason they didn't use Control and P for paste is because that's already being used by print, so they had to come up with a different one. So if I hold the Control key down and hit V, that pastes what's on the clipboard. If I do it again, it'll paste it again. It'll keep pasting it as many times as I do that. So Control and C copies the selected text to the keyboard. Control and V will paste from the clipboard into your document. And those are the shortcut keys. So that's come in real handy. It's way faster than selecting the text and right-clicking and then left-clicking and going over here and right-clicking and hitting paste. If you use the shortcut keys, I can select that text and go Control-C, and I can go back here and Control-V. Right? Way faster. So that's just the basics of doing some copy-paste and copying some of this information into your document so you can do some research. I hope you found that helpful. Talk to you again soon.